It's very easy to get your hands on a gun. It's not difficult. They literally just have to go on social media.
And that was just one answer to a question we've all been asking.
What's behind a growing trend of children using guns to commit violent crimes? Here's 4 investigator Brittany Costello.
Get down on the ground.
This kid running from police with a loaded gun isn't your average criminal.
There's probably never been more access to guns in our history.
Carjackings, armed robberies, murders, horrific crimes are being committed by children.
Just a couple of months into me having this job, we recognize the fact that juvenile crime and juveniles with guns is a real problem in our community.
Bernalillo County District Attorney Sam Bregman says his office is on pace to open nearly 800 juvenile criminal cases this year, up 30% from last year. Violent felonies like robbery or second-degree murder, what the court calls youthful offender cases, have nearly tripled. Danica Torres is with the law offices of the public defender, which often represents kids accused of serious crimes. And these days, many of them don't have a record.
Most of the kids who get in trouble with gun violence, it's their first referral. It's their first time that they've ever had an experience with the juvenile justice system. And a lot of that comes from peer pressure.
No one knows that problem quite like La Placita Institute, a South Valley organization that works with system-impacted youth.
When I ask kids, why they carry guns, and they say, out of protection and fear,
Many of these employees are mentors, like Sadiq Sigero, who is very much a work in progress.
I know what it's like to have a gun, be riding around with your homies, and be wanting to shoot things up, and for no reason, just to know what it feels like, just to say that you did it. That sounds sick. It sounds twisted, but our youth are going through that.
Now on adult federal probation, he's a non-active gang member and a recovering heroin addict.
So about 15 years old is when I started selling drugs. I first got my first little gun. 16, 17 is when I started getting my hands on a lot more drugs. And then 18, 19 is when I started robbing people and started using that gun for a whole bunch of different other stuff, you know what I'm saying?
It's a story that seems to be playing out for younger and younger New Mexicans. Albino Garcia blames it on the complete lack of resources for education and prevention.
In order to impact and reduce the violence, it isn't more cops. Give us the money. We will put people in the schools. They will break down the tensions and the conflicts, and kids will shoot each other less. I am positive of that.
Right now, the biggest tool isn't prevention at all, it's intervention.
Young people are hungry for services or for guidance. Now, they may not know that, but the truth is the want and the need is there.
Tanya Tijerina helped create the Community Gun Violence Intervention Program under Bernalillo County District Court 3 years ago. It's a 16-week diversion for children who have current gun charges.
The program is so impactful. Out of about 100 kids who have gone through it so far, only one who completed the course went on to pick up another violent felony. But the demand is exceeding capacity. The wait list is getting longer.
Young people are experiencing trauma, that life is hard right now. It's hard to grow up without parents or to grow up without your basic needs met. It's hard to grow up without opportunity.
There's more pressure than ever to get crime under control.
When someone's 13, 14, 15 years old, if we don't do what's right for them in every way, shape, or form, if we don't hold them accountable in some way, and they don't learn anything from it, my fear is that they never leave the criminal justice system. They keep going back in the criminal justice system.
But advocates worry about a knee-jerk response, pointing to the state's most recent public health order that aims to lock up more juvenile offenders.
Incarcerating them doesn't do anything except for help create career criminals.
Ahead of the 2024 legislative session, Torres wants solutions that are proven to work. Direction, perhaps best taken by someone who's been there.
If we give them a space, a safe place, to give them that attention and get one-on-ones, be able to get groups going on, and give them activities for them to do.
An option he didn't have, something he says robbed him of a brighter future.
Because I went to prison, because I kept it solid, I didn't get a better credit score. I can't get certain jobs because of that. I can't get certain apartments because of that, because of my felony record. I can't own a gun. I can't do a number of things because of what I was so eager to throw my life away for. And it means at 34, it means absolutely nothing.
Brittany Costello, 4 Investigates.